My name is Yanni Pasikis, and I did research on Hazelwood School District versus Kollmeyer. Hazelwood versus Kollmeyer was a 1988 Supreme Court case between Hazelwood School District and Kath Kollmeyer, student editor of the school's student newspaper, The Spectrum. The students of Hazelwood's Journalism II class were assigned to write and edit the school's paper. The Missouri School District censored 2 articles written by students in the class, one on pregnant students in the school, and another on a girl's relationship with her father. The principal of the high school was regularly sent the transcripts for the paper before publication, and when he received it, decided along with his supervisors to pull the 2 pages with the articles on them due to time restraints not allowing a proper fix. Because of this, 7 articles were missing from the paper when the students looked at the paper the next day. The students sued the school for violating their First Amendment rights and won in the lower courts. The principal's decision to prohibit the publication of these articles was seen by the U.S. Court of Appeals for the Eighth Circuit as violating the students' First Amendment free speech rights because the newspaper was a public forum. When the case moved to the Supreme Court, however, the majority opinion stated that the president did have the right to censor the article because the paper was in fact not a public forum. The paper was specifically a class assignment meant for those students to write class articles for. The Spectrum was specifically for Journalism II and not for any of the other students to submit articles for. Because only the students in the class wrote these, and because the school sponsored it, the school had justifiable reasons in preventing the publication of articles that it deemed inappropriate. The ruling held that the First Amendment rights of student journalists are not violated when school officials prevent the publication of certain articles in the school newspaper. The importance of this ruling transcends high school and into the college campuses as well because when a student has sponsored a paper, as they did for the Spectrum, they are entitled to censoring what they deem as inappropriate. This is why, in terms of even college newspapers, the papers that have school funding and are not independent seem to be more careful with what they are publishing. Hazelwood School District versus Kollmeyer paved the way for schools to understand in what context they can censor what their student paper publishes, and also lets students understand that if they are to publish articles that the school may not agree with, to do in a public forum that everyone can take a part in that is not so interconnected with the school as was a Journalism II class. The precedent this trial set is that while it is of the highest importance that students use their First Amendment rights to say what they feel needs to get out to their fellow students, they need to do so in an environment that is careful when it has to do with the school. There are pathways that can be taken to be sure that you are protected in what you say, and a school-sponsored newspaper is not really one of those.